Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're cracking open the autobiography of a true American business legend. We're going to distill the life, the battles, and the timeless lessons of the one and only Lee Iacocca. It's a question most leaders hope they never have to face. But Lee Iacocca, he didn't just ask it, he lived it, he answered it. And his story, man, it became a masterclass in crisis, in leadership, and just sheer unyielding resilience. All right, so let's get into it. Who was the man behind this incredible story? We're going to take a closer look at Lee Iacocca himself and figure out what exactly made his autobiography such a landmark in the world of business books. So this thing came out back in 1984, right? And it became an absolute phenomenon. I mean, it wasn't just another business memoir. Nope. This was a quintessentially American story, the son of immigrants climbing to the very top of corporate America, getting cast out, and then fighting his way back. You can see why it resonated with millions of people.
I mean, look at this career path. It's honestly the stuff of legend. It reads like a Hollywood script, right? You've got the spectacular rise, fueled by game changers like the Ford Mustang. Then, the dramatic, very public fall from grace. And finally, this triumphant return where he literally stared down bankruptcy and saved an American institution. Just incredible.
So the big question is, how did he do it? What was his secret sauce? Well, let's dive into the core principles he lived by. We're talking about the Titans playbook right here.
Okay, so this quote, this was basically his North Star. He tells this great story about being at Harvard Business School. A student asks him, hey, while you're away from the office, who motivates those 11,000 people? And for Iacocca, that was it, a light bulb moment. He realized that question, that was the absolute core of leadership. And here's the thing, he actually put this philosophy into practice. This wasn't just a bunch of inspirational talk, no way. He built systems, like his famous quarterly review, to make sure everyone was on the same page. And he led from the very front, famously cutting his own salary to $1 a year. He showed everyone he was willing to sacrifice more than anybody. And that creates a culture of accountability and shared purpose. I love this one. He says he learned this crucial lesson not in some fancy boardroom, but on his high school debating team. For him, the ability to persuade, to actually sell an idea, that was every bit as important as having the brilliant idea in the first place. Think about that. And man, his range as a communicator was just remarkable. He used it internally to force clarity by making people write their plans down. But then he'd turn around and connect with the entire country, pointing a finger right at the camera and personally guaranteeing his cars. From the boardroom to the living room, he knew how to get his point across. Yeah, this is a big one for him. Iacocca had absolutely zero patience for what he called a failure of planning. He was just blown away by executives who'd brag about never taking a vacation. He didn't see that as a badge of honor at all. To him, it was a giant red flag that they couldn't even manage their own schedules. So you see, this wasn't about grinding 24/7. It was about working smart. For Iacocca, the same discipline it took to manage, say, an $80 million project, it was all rooted in the simple, powerful habit of planning out his week every single Sunday night. It all starts small. Okay, so after all the boardroom brawls, all the incredible product launches, the public triumphs, the failures, what's the one thing you should take away? What's the core lesson from this entire story? This right here, this is the heart and soul of the book. It's the philosophy his immigrant parents gave him, and man, is it a powerful call to action. Success isn't about where you came from or getting lucky. It's about rolling up your sleeves, taking a risk, and actually building something. Don't just stand there. Make something happen. All right, it's a classic, no doubt about it. But the real question is, how does this legendary memoir actually hold up today? Let's get into our verdict. Okay, so the strengths are undeniable, for sure. The book is just packed with incredibly candid stories and timeless, actionable advice. But on the other hand, you got to remember this is his story, told entirely from his point of view. It's brilliant, yeah, but it's definitely a one-sided version of how things went down. So when you put it all together, for its sheer impact, its raw, candid wisdom, and just that compelling, unforgettable story of a comeback for the ages, we're giving Iacocca an autobiography a final grade of 8.5 out of 10. So if Iacocca's story got you fired up and you're thinking, what's next? Well, if you're looking for that next great read, we've got a couple of other iconic business memoirs you should definitely check out. First up, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. It's such a gritty, honest look at what it really takes to build something like Nike from nothing. And then there's The Ride of a Lifetime by Robert Iger, which is just packed with incredible leadership lessons from his time running Disney. Honestly, both of them give you that same amazing behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to build an empire. And there you have it. That's our breakdown of the Titans playbook, Iacocca and Autobiography. It really is a true classic for anyone who loves a great story about business, leadership, and, the American dream.
Hey, if you enjoyed this and want more deep dives into the kinds of books and ideas that shape our world, do us a favor and make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you're watching this. We really appreciate you joining us.